Hi, we are the Group 5 and we are here to discuss the topic of ecosystem, and I hope you will learn to our discussion. First of all, what is ecosystem? Ecosystem is the basic unit of the environment. Ecosystem is the completely community of living organism and non-living organism. In living organism, we have plants, animals, and microorganisms. While in non-living organism, rocks and minerals, as well as surrounding water, as the local atmosphere. We have the structures of an ecosystem and function of an ecosystem. For my part, I will discuss the structure of an ecosystem and Bench will discuss the function of an ecosystem. In structure of an ecosystem, we have two components, abiotic components and biotic components. In abiotic components, we have physical factors. The examples of physical factors: sunlight, temperature, and humidity. In chemical factors, we have carbon dioxide, water, and hydrogen. In biotic factors, producers, we have producers. Producers can synthesize food on their own. Like green plants, they are capable of photosynthesis. In addition, what is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is provide energy for all plant growth and maintenance. It is a food for plants and it's a food for plants to make their own food. And in biotic components, we also have consumers. As biotic factors are those that rely on their living organism as food to obtain energy and survive. Sa consumers, we have herbivore, carnivore, and omnivore. Herbivore, ang mga kinakain lang niya is mga plants, herbs, etc. Yung carnivore, ang kinakain niya yung mga meat, beef, yung mga meat, karne ng baboy, karne ng baka, and ano pang etc. na karne pa. Sa omnivores, parehas. Yung kinakain niya yung animals, they can eat plants and meat. They can eat herbs and meat. Both of them that they are consuming. And sa biotic components, decomposers. Decomposers are the biotic factor in the environment that decomposes the plants, animals, and feces of animals. In the process of decomposing these complex compounds, the detritivores get their nutrients. So, in decomposers, it's very important to have decomposers, because in the process of decompose, nagkakaroon tayo ng mga compost na pwede natin gamitin as fertilizer to plants and to have fertilized soil. And to furthermore discuss the functions of an ecosystem, Bench will discuss the topic.
And then sa functions naman, meron tayong energy flow, food chain, food web, nutrient cycling, ecological pyramid, geochemical cycle. So sa function ng ecosystem 1, nire-regulates daw niya yung essential ecological processes na nagsusupport sa mga life system and render stability. Number 2, it also responsible for the cycling of nutrients between abiotic and biotic components. So it maintains a balance among the various trophic levels in the ecosystem. So yun nga, as I said, na maintain niya yung balance doon sa trophic levels ng ecosystem. And then 4, it cycles the minerals through the biosphere. So yung minerals na yon, umiikot-ikot lang siya doon sa biosphere. And then the abiotic components help in synthesis of organic components that involves the exchange of energy. So yung abiotic nga means walang buhay, ay nakakatulong din siya sa mga organic components na pwedeng makapag-involve dun sa pag-exchange ng energy within the ecosystem.
Food chain. A food chain describes how energy and nutrients move through an ecosystem. At the basis level, there are plants that produce the energy, then it moves up to higher level organisms, like herbivores. After that, when carnivores eat, the herbivores' energy is transferred from one to another. A food chain illustrates the linear flow of energy and nutrients with an ecosystem. It begins with producer, typically plants that create energy through photosynthesis. This producer consumed by primary consumer, which are turn eaten by secondary consumer. This sequence continues tertiary consumer and apex consumer at the top of the chain. Makikita dito, yung grass, kukuha siya ng energy through sunlight. And then yung grass siya yung primary producer. And yung grasshopper naman, primary consumer, which is herbivores. And then kakainin siya ng frog, secondary consumer, which is carnivores. And then yung frog, kakainin siya ng snake, which is tertiary consumer. And then yung snake is kakainin ng hawk, which is apex consumer. Pag na-dead yung organism, de-decompose siya to replenishing the soil with nutrients to sustain the producer. Food web. Food web consists of all the food chain in a single ecosystem. Each living thing in an ecosystem is part of multiple food chains. Each food chain is one possible path in that energy and nutrients may take they move through the ecosystem. Sa food web, maraming predator na pwedeng kumain sa primary consumer. And diretso sa apex consumer. And yung iba naman is maraming process na pagpapasa ng energy dumadaan sa secondary, tertiary consumer hanggang sa marating yung energy sa apex consumer.
Energy flow in ecosystem. The flow of energy in ecosystem is unidirectional because the energy of loss as heat from the living organism of food chain cannot be refused. We plant in photosynthesis during the transfer of energy to successive trophic level in an ecosystem. There is a loss of energy all along the path. Energy flow in ecosystem follows second law of thermodynamics. Energy can be neither be created nor destroyed. Energy can be converted from one form to another. The energy flow ng ecosystem ay indirectional. Dahil ang energy ay napupunta kung saan, meron sa taas, meron din sa baba, at meron din sa nakakain sa organism. Habang nagpapasa-pasa ng energy, mababa ang nakukuhang energy kada antas ng enerhiya.
Energy pyramid. An energy pyramid, also known as a trophic or ecological pyramid, is a graphical representation of the energy found within the trophic levels of an ecosystem. The bottom and the largest level of pyramid is the producers and contains the largest amount of energy. Kapag sinabi mong energy pyramid, nag-uumpisa po ito sa producers. Ang producers po ay plants that capture solar energy. Then, yung plant po kakainin po ng primary consumer. Ang primary consumer po yung mga herbivores. Tapos, pagkatapos po ng herbivores, kakainin naman po ng mga secondary consumer po or carnivores yung primary consumer. Hanggang so on and go pa. Habang tumataas po, pababa po yung energy na nakukonsume po ng mga kakain po sa mula primary to tertiary consumer.
Types of energy pyramid. Pyramid of numbers. In this type of ecological pyramid, the number of organisms with each trophic level is considered a level in the pyramid. The pyramid of numbers is usually upright except for some situation like that of the detritus food chain, where many organisms feed on one dead plant or animal. Ang pyramid of number ay nagpapakita kung gaano karami ang mga hayop o halaman sa bawat parte ng food chain. Sa bawat antas ng pyramid, may iba't ibang uri ng organismo mula sa mga halaman hanggang sa mga hayop na kumakain ng ibang hayop. Karaniwan, pyramid ay patayo ang itsura. Maraming damo o halaman sa ilalim. Tapos, mas kaunti yung mga hayop na kumakain sa kanila. At lalo pang kaunti habang pataas ang pyramid. Pero minsan, pwede rin itong hindi patayo lalo na kung maraming hayop ang kumakain sa iisang patay na hayop o halaman. Gaya ng mga uod at langgam sa isang nabubulok na bangkay. Halimbawa na lang, sa grasslands, maraming halaman tulad ng damo ang nasa base ng pyramid. Kinakain ito ng mga daga, pero mas kaunti sila kaysa sa damo. Kinakain naman ng mga daga ng mga ahas na mas kaunti rin. At sa pinakamataas, may agila na kumakain ng ahas, isa o dalawa lang sila. Habang paakyat sa pyramid, paliit ng paliit yung bilang ng mga hayop.
Pyramid of biomass. In this particular type of ecological pyramid, each level takes into account the amount of biomass produced by each trophic level. The pyramid of biomass is also upright except for that observed in ocean where large number of zooplanktons depend on relatively smaller number of phytoplanktons. In pyramid of biomass, it shows the amount of living material, which is the biomass at each level of a food chain. Typically, the pyramid is upright with producer, which is the plant having the most biomass, and top predators having the least. Pyramid of energy. Pyramid of energy is the only type of ecological pyramid, which is always upright, as the energy flow is a food chain, is always unidirectional. Also, with every increasing trophic level, some energy is lost into the environment. A pyramid of energy show how energy flows through a food chain. It's always upright because energy lost at each level. So there's less energy available as you move up the pyramid.
Environmental awareness. Understanding the pyramid of energy is crucial first step towards environmental awareness. Recognizing the limited amount of available within an ecosystem and how efficiency energy transfer is between trophic level highlights the fragility of the ecosystem. This understanding can lead to awareness of the consequence of disrupting these natural energy flows, such as overfishing or habitat destruction. The limitation imposed by the energy pyramid directly impact the carrying capacity of the environment, informing the needs for sustainable practices.
And an Asian Development Bank views environmental education as a process which it makes people aware of their surroundings and have more deeper connection to the natural world. So if people have more understanding and connection towards the natural world, we can preserve, we can conserve everything in our natural resources and we can utilize sustainably. So it means na kahit na gumagamit tayo ng natural resources, nasa-satisfy pa rin yung needs natin without jeopardizing the future. So, much more the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. In sustainable development, in simpler terms, it's about organizing organizing society or the people in a way that it will allow us to live well by using these natural resources without using all the resources or damaging these resources or the environment so much that the future generations is hindi na nila magagamit. So that's sustainable development is. So in simpler terms, it means like it's about finding our ways to reduce the negative impacts of kung anong ginagawa natin na nakakasira ng environment. So in this way, this is about how we organize what we do so that we don't harm nature or our natural resources too much. In environmental degradation naman, this is what happens when the natural environment gets damaged in some way. So kapag hindi gumana yung environmental managing natin, ito yung mangyayari sa environment natin, which is environmental degradation. So this damage can lead to less variety of life and or less biodiversity, and it will make the environment less healthy overall. In this way, hindi na rin ito magagamit in the future. What is resource conservation? The ethical use and protection, according to PPT, of valuable resources such as trees, minerals, wildlife, water, and others. It focuses on maintaining the natural world in order to protect the sources of resources. In simpler terms, it is about using and protecting the valuable natural resources, katulad ng mga puno, ng minerals, and the wildlife and the water in a responsible and ethical way. So, ang main goal ng resource conservation is to keep the natural world healthy so that the source of these resources are protected for the future. So, para magamit siya in the future. So, that's all for the lesson and the topic for our topic for today, which is the ecosystem. I'm hoping that this lesson can be applicable or apply ninyo in real life so that we can help the natural world much more to conserve and preserve, and so we can utilize sustainably. So that's all. Thank you.